New Black Wall Street Book Club. Evan Jefferson, brother, much love. Educating, elevating, because in knowledge is the power and we'll never give it up. Literature's for the masses. Where to put your money down, now how to watch your assets. Yeah, uplifting others is a passion. My brother Evan, he will turn it into action. New Black Wall Street Book Club. You should come read with us. Yeah, we comprehend and discuss. If we all just come together, there's no limit for us. Here comes your host, New Black Wall Street. Evan, take it away. New Black Wall Street Book Club.
Grand rising to you, billionaires. Thanks so much for joining us here today on the New Black Wall Street Book Club, where Black folk do read. And you put in a book, we absolutely will find it. I'm your host, ERGJ, your certified financial educator, CEO of ERGJ Enterprises, ERGJ Black Bazaar, and international best-selling author of the book, The Black Billionaires Club. It's a study of Black wealth, a study of the 12 richest Black people in the world today and how they built their wealth. And I just believe that if you want to be wealthy, that's a big if, by the way, but if you do, I recommend that you study wealthy people. Well, you can find that book by simply going to www.theblackbillionairesclub.com, www.theblackbillionairesclub.com. You'll find that in the description above or below. Well, guys, we are continuing along into our journey into The Science of Getting Rich by Mr. Wattles. The Science of Getting Rich by Mr. Wattles. And we're now into chapter 12. We're broadcasting right here on YouTube Live, Facebook Live, Instagram Live, and also our podcast here, which you can find across all platforms at the New Black Wall Street Book Club. We'd ask that you would subscribe and support to our podcast with a small monthly donation to help us sustain future episodes, improve financial literacy within our community, and ultimately to help us to build the School of Wealth. Well, guys, let's get right into this thing. Chapter 12 from The Science of Getting Rich. Chapter 12 from The Science of Getting Rich. Its title is Efficient Action. Efficient action. Let's get it. You must use your thought as directed in previous chapters and begin to do what you can do where you are. And you must do all that you can do where you are. You must begin to do what you can do where you are. And you must begin to do all that you can do where you are. You can advance only by being larger than your present place, and no one is larger than his present place that leaves undone any of the work pertaining to that place. Only those who more than fill their present places advance the world. If no one quite filled his present place, you can see that there must be a going backward in everything. Those who do not quite fill their present places are dead weight upon society, government, commerce, and industry. Others must carry them along at a great expense. Only those who do not fill the places they are holding slow the progress of the world. They belong to a former age, and their tendency is toward degeneration. No society could advance if everyone was smaller than his place. The law of physical and mental evolution guides social evolution. In the animal world, evolution is caused by excess of life. When an organism has more life than can be expressed in the functions of its own plane, it develops the organs of a higher plane, and a new species is originated. There never would have been new species had there not been organisms that more than filled their places. The law is exactly the same for you. Your getting rich depends upon your applying this principle to your own affairs. Every day is either a successful day or a day of failure, and it is the successful days that get you what you want. If every day is a failure, you can never get rich, while if every day is success, you cannot fail to get rich. If there is something that may be done today and you do not do it, you have failed insofar as that thing is concerned, and the consequences may be more disastrous than you imagine. Well, that begs the question, billionaires. What do you need to do today in order for today to be a success? You cannot foresee the results of even the most trivial act. You do not know the workings of all the forces that have been set moving in your behalf. Much may be depending on your doing some simple act. And it may be the very thing that is to open the door of opportunity to very great possibilities. You can never know all the combinations with supreme intelligence is making for you in the world of things and of human affairs. Your neglect or failure to do some small thing may cause a long delay in getting what you want. Do every day all that can be done that day. There is, however, a limitation or qualification of the above that you must take into account. You are not to overwork, nor to rush blindly into your business in the effort to do the greatest possible number of things in the shortest possible time. You are not to try to do tomorrow's work today, nor do a week's work in a day. It is really not the number of things you do, but the efficiency of each separate action that counts. Every act is in itself either a success or a failure. Every act is in itself either effective and efficient or ineffective and inefficient. Every inefficient act is a failure, and if you spend your life in doing inefficient acts, your whole life will be a failure. The more things you do, the worse for you, if all your acts are inefficient ones. On the other hand, every efficient act is a success in itself, and if every act of your life is an efficient one, your whole life must be a success. The cause of failure in doing too many things in an inefficient manner and not doing enough things in an inefficient manner. You will see that it is a self-evident proposition that if you do not do any inefficient acts, and if you do a sufficient number of efficient acts, you will become rich. If now it is possible for you to make each act an efficient one, you see again that the getting of riches is reduced to an exact science like mathematics. The matter turns then on the question of whether you can make each separate act a success in itself. And if you can certainly do, you can make each act a success because all power is working with you and all power cannot fail. Power is at your service and you make each act efficient. You have only to put power into it. Every action is either strong or weak. And when every action is strong, you are acting in a certain way that will make you rich. Every act can be made strong and efficient by holding your vision while you're doing it and putting the whole power of your faith and purpose into it. It is at this point that the people who separate mental power from personal action fail. They use the power of mind in one place and at one time, and they act in another way in another place and at another time. So their acts are not successful in themselves. Too many of them are inefficient. But if all power goes into every act, no matter how commonplace, every act will be a success in itself. And since it is the nature of of things that every success opens the way to other successes, your progress towards what you want and the progress of what you want towards you will become increasingly rapid. Remember that successful action is cumulative in its results. Since the desire for more life is inherent in all things, when a person begins to move towards larger life, more things attach themselves to him, and the influence of his desire is multiplied. Do every day all that you can do that day, and do each act in an efficient manner. In saying that, you must hold your vision while you're doing each act, however trivial or commonplace. I do not mean to say that it is necessary at all times to see the vision distinctly to its smallest details. It should be the work of your leisure hours to use your imagination on the details of your vision and to contemplate them until they are firmly fixed upon memory. If you wish speedy results, spend practically all your spare time in this practice. By continuous contemplation, you will get the picture of what you want, even to the smallest details, so firmly fixed upon your mind and so completely transferred to the mind of formless substance that in your working hours, you need only to mentally refer to the picture to stimulate your faith and purpose and cause your best effort to be put forth. Contemplate your picture in your leisure hours until your consciousness is so full of it that you can grasp it instantly. You will become so enthused with its bright promises that the mere thought of it will call forth the strongest energies of your whole being. Let us again repeat our syllabus, and by slightly changing the closing statements, bring it to the point we have now reached. There's a thinking stuff from which all things are made, and which in its original state permeates, penetrates, and fills the inner spaces of the universe. A thought in this substance produces the thing that is imaged by the thought. A person can form things in his thought, and by impressing his thought upon form, the substance can cause the thing he thinks about to be created. In order to do this, a person must pass from the competitive to the creative mind. He must form a clear mental picture of the things he wants and must do with faith and purpose all that can be done each day, doing each separate thing in an efficient manner. Doing each separate thing in an efficient manner. Now, what we find here in this book here, The Science of Getting Rich, we see that each chapter he's adding, the author is adding on another piece to this, I guess, to this syllabus or to the summary of what he really wants to constitute across the whole book. And we're in chapter 12. It means we got 3 more chapters left. We'll be done by tomorrow, and we'll have the full thing. But let's read that again. The closing, the syllabus here. There's a thinking stuff from which all things are made, and which, in its original state, permeates, penetrates, and fills the inner spaces of the universe. A thought in this substance produces the thing that is imaged by the thought. A person can form things in his thought, and by impressing his thought upon the form of substance, can cause the thing he thinks about to be created. In order to do this, a person must pass from the competitive to the creative mind. He must form a clear mental picture of the things he wants and must do with faith and purpose all that can be done each day, doing each separate thing in an efficient manner. Doing each separate thing in an efficient manner. This is the New Black Wall Street Book Club, and we're continuing along into our journey, The Science of Getting Rich by Mr. Wallace. And last night we had a session and we talked about enthusiasm and 3 things that form an enthusiasm, or to actually generate enthusiasm: interest, knowledge, and belief. And here's what we learned. There's not a lot of people who are interested in getting rich. Therefore, they don't acquire the knowledge, and therefore they are not. Their belief that they can get rich is not validated. Books like this can help you in your knowledge and can help you in your belief. Well, guys, I want to say thanks so much for tuning in. We do invite you to join the Black Billionaires Club and get more of the book club as well. And I just believe that we'll find more people, right? More people will find us who are interested in reading the good quality stuff that has been recommended, the wisdom from the ages, to help us to be better, to do better, and to get better. You can simply go to www.theblackbillionairesclub.com, www.theblackbillionairesclub.com, and join the club today. You can find that link in the description above or below. Well, billionaires, I want you to remember this, that it takes a village, and it starts with us. Let's build as we climb together. We all we got, people, and thank God that that's more than enough. Until next episode, you know what time it is. Mr. DJ, hit the music.
New black. It's the New Black Wall Street Book Club. Wall Street. With your host, Evan Jefferson. It's time for us to go. Yeah. Now, you ain't got to leave the computer, but we encourage you to get out there and learn and apply all the things you learn at the New Black Wall Street Book Club. Yeah. The New Black Wall Street. The New Black Wall Street Book Club.